Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Today is another in the famous, to me, series I lovingly call Gun Comparisons That No One on the Internet is Looking For, and this is why I'm not a gazillionaire or a YouTube sensation. But I'm excited to take a look at two of my favorite firearms, the Beretta PX4 Storm Compact. This one has been modified by Langdon Tactical, versus 6 Hours 229. This is the M11 A1. There are countless versions of the 229. I'll try to highlight that as we look at them side by side. But these are two fantastic compact guns, double action, single action, that have ridiculous triggers. And for a carry type gun, or the triggers may be too good. Love to hear your thoughts, as always. If you have experience with the PX4 or the SIG, please sound off in the comments. People doing research on the firearms, read those, and I think find value there. So again, thank you for watching, and feel free to sound off in the comments. Appreciate y'all being here. So again, love both of these firearms. They're both smaller versions of their full-size duty-type weapons. Famously, the SIG is a descendant of the 226, the famous Navy SEAL gun. This gun was carried by air marshals and other government agencies, and was originally chambered in multiple calibers, whether it's 357 SIG, 40 Smith & Wesson, 9mm. It started as a 228, then went to a 229. Very complicated history. I will try to post a video that I made earlier about that in the description below. But I would note that there are multiple variations of this firearm on SIG's website. This is the M11 A1, which is more of a retro version, has a cleaner dust cover here, no pick rail. They make versions with pick rails, they make Legion versions. They make more than I can count. But the thing I want to highlight is the trigger. If you get a 229, I would like to talk about the ones that have the SRT, short reset trigger system. That's what's magic, because I want to compare that to the Langdon Tactical trigger here. The Beretta PX4 Storm comes with a decent trigger, but Langdon Tactical out in Arizona is famous for making these things pretty darn epic. And so I want to highlight that here. So you're not comparing a stock Beretta trigger to a stock SIG trigger. This one has been modified from Langdon Tactical. Again, it's authorized from Beretta. YouTube, don't take that the wrong way. But if you think about them side by side, the SIG is slightly larger in pretty much every measurement. It's obviously an aluminum frame versus polymer frame, so this guy's heavier, about 7 ounces heavier, 34 ounces versus 27, I believe. It's slightly longer, slightly taller, slightly fatter, just a little bit. But they both hold 15 rounds. I will tell you that the Beretta barely fits in my hand, and you have the extension here that helps curl it in. So it does have a shorter grip than the SIG, which holds 15 rounds, but I can more easily get my full grip on there. So the exercise grip does come in nice and handy on the SIG. And again, I'll start with the SIG. I'll just kind of talk about the history of the firearm. Again, it is a descendant of the 226 series, designed for military. It's heavy-duty aluminum frame, bulletproof, bomb-proof. It's got big, oversized trigger guard here. You can get gloved fingers in there. It's got the signature decocker here on the side, which all the 220s have. We'll look at that. Well, I'll look at that now. So the way this works is you have your controls, all for right-handers, by the way. For lefties like me, there's nothing on this side. But you have your slide, stop, slide catch. You have your takedown lever, mag release, but this signature decocker here. So insert your magazine, back the slide, and then you can decock it this way, and you're back in double action mode. No safety on this firearm. Your safety is your heavy double action pull. I'll come back to the triggers from the side by side in a second, but very, very utilitarian type gun here. Metal frame, oversized trigger guard, duty type trigger on the standard version. Again, this short reset trigger is really sweet and special. The Beretta, however, I'll put the magazine out here too, is more modern, more sleek. It's somewhat futuristic looking. People have divided opinions about this firearm and what its beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but is it ugly or not? I think it's very futuristic looking. The full-size version of this was the gun Cobb used in the movie Inception, so I think that really fit that genre, that movie well, just with the theme of the near future there. So I think it looks great. This is designed, I think it's carried as duty weapons for some people. It's also used in competitions. I think lots of folks use it there, but it is polymer frame versus metal frame. So again, it is lighter. And it does have adjustable back strap since it's polymer frame, kind of they all do now, right? So you can customize this to your grip to some degree. It's not a full back strap, but you can make a difference here on the bottom. Some people do complain that the sides are too slick. You can see there's really nothing there. And lots of folks use Talon grip on these. I've had zero issues maintaining control with this well-stippled back strap and front strap. It works really well. And again, this one is mostly for right-handers. Your mag release is on this side, slide stop is here. This decocker is on both sides. They make multiple versions, Beretta does, of the decocker and safeties. This one's decocker only. Again, rack the slide, have one in the chamber. You then can decock the firearm, and it goes back to fire mode. They do make a version that is safe only, and this stays down and the trigger is dead. So now you have the signature part here with the decocker on the 220 series. The signature design of the PX4 is one of my favorite features, and that's its recoil management system, and that's with a rotating barrel. The SIG has the Browning tilting design, where the barrel comes back, tilts down, picks up the next round. This guy, you will watch as I rack the slide, the barrel rotates to dissipate energy, and you notice the barrel doesn't tilt, it stays straight the whole time, which makes it really an easier gun to shoot, in my opinion. Look how the barrel rotates there. That helps dissipate energy as the bullet leaves, and the bullets feed straight in. This is not a tilting design like most Brownings. This guy it's not a fixed barrel either, but the barrel does stay straight. Very good design. That rotating barrel that stays straight, and the trigger, which we'll look at in a second, make this a gun that is real easy to shoot real fast and real accurately. Before I forget, I should also look at the sights. The SIG, this is bone stock. Comes with standard 3-dot sights. These kind of glow at night. They have a little light on them, but they are a fantastic sight picture that I have always loved. The basic Berettas have a good sight picture, but the Langdon Tactical sights I put on here are Ameriglows, I think. You've got some blacked out rears you can see, and that's front post, which is easy to spot. So that's a very nice feature as well on this Langdon Tactical. I should highlight all the things Langdon did. This one I did order directly from Langdon. It comes nitron coated it comes coated on the inside with this fabrication that makes everything inside really, really smooth actions. They did a trigger job on here that gets the trigger pull down to almost nothing with a really short reset. And they put their signature on here, of course, and have a different kind of color and the different sights. So those are some of the things I paid Langdon to do. Out of the gate, the Beretta PX4 Storm is cheaper than the SIG. However, once you send it to Langdon to get all the fancy things done, it winds up being slightly more than the SIG. But again, both are fantastic values for the type of gun you get. So, which is better? I don't know. Love them both. Love to shoot them both. I shoot the PX4 Storm a little better. Again, I love that rotating barrel design. But the big thing I'll talk about is the trigger. And I'll start with the SIG, which has just a standard SRT short reset trigger system. The SIG doesn't have a safety. Your safety is your heavy double action pull. So the first pull is actually quite heavy on the SIG. It's heavier than the Beretta, honestly. But the beauty of this thing is the SRT short reset trigger. Watch when I rack the slide. When I let go to get my next shot, that's your reset. It's like millimeters, right? There's nothing there. The standard SIG triggers come almost halfway out, so much longer reset. This is nothing, and you're pretty much at the wall, and it fires again. Let's look at that one more time. Rack the slide, no, almost nothing. And you're at the wall, it shoots again. So absolutely an amazing trigger system that you get directly from SIG. It pulled for me. I have my Lyman trigger gauge out here. I was going to do this for you, but it's complicated and awkward. I had several pulls, averaged about 2.7 pounds single action on the SIG. So really nice trigger. The Beretta, on the other hand, the double action pull, much lighter, much smoother than the SIG. It's probably about half as much as the SIG. So really, really nice. But the big thing here is their reset. So you're gonna rack the slide. You can see the reset is there, almost nothing, just like the SIG. And you're at the wall instantly, and it breaks again. I'll do that one more time. Reset is nothing, very audible and tactile, and you're back at the wall. So easy to shoot this gun so fast. I go through 15 rounds so quick with the Beretta. So again, but are those triggers too light for a gun that you could be carrying? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So that is just my quick side-by-side view of two guns that I love that have fantastic triggers. What other guns are out there that have triggers this good? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. And again, as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you.